Hello. I would like to do today a little segment I called Confess Yourself, in which we dive into particular sections of Augustine's Confessions. A quite enjoyable work. Today we will be reading, we meaning me, I will be reading from Book 10, Chapter 16, I believe. Yes, 16. Chapter 16. The topic today in Confess Yourself is forgetfulness, which I nearly forgot, ironically. Nicely done. Way to go, me. Okay. Please take a moment, prepare yourself, let us begin. When I remember memory, then memory is present to itself by itself. But when I remember forgetfulness, then both memory and forgetfulness are present together. The memory by which I remember the forgetfulness which I remember. But what is forgetfulness except the privation of memory? How then is that present to my memory, which, when it controls my mind, I cannot remember? But if what we remember we store up in our memory, and if, unless we remembered forgetfulness, we could never know the thing signified by the term which we heard it, then forgetfulness is contained in the memory. It is present so that we do not forget it, but since it is present, we do forget. From this, it can be inferred that when we remember forgetfulness, it's not present to the memory through itself, but through its image. Because if forgetfulness were present through itself, it would lead us to not remember, but only forget. Who someday is gonna work this out? Who can understand how it is? End scene. That concludes our segment of Confess Yourself. Please join us next time when we'll be talking about happiness.
WaterIntoBeer.com weekend winter weather update. It's January in Central Virginia, and you know what that means. Wait a minute, guys. What does that mean? I'm not from here. I don't know these things. Let's just cut to our weekend weather update. Friday, we have a high of 29 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 15 degrees. Winds out of the west-northwest. Sunny, partly cloudy. Saturday, we have a high of 36 degrees with a low of 23. Winds out of the south. Sunny, partly cloudy. And on Sunday, we have a high of 43 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 23. Winds out of the southeast. My favorite. Sunny, partly cloudy. Well, that's it for your weekend weather update. And now back to the studio. Now I'm sure you're all asking, how can I be both fashionable and practical in this cold winter weather? Well, WaterIntoBeer.com has the answer for you. Oh, you're welcome. Another fashion crisis averted thanks to your WaterIntoBeer.com.
Today I want to tell you about a great injustice that was committed in 12th century France. This particular crime is connected to the larger saga of the romance between Abelard and Heloise, and although I believe that this instance is central to understanding that grand story, it is often overlooked when that tale is retold. You might understand the story of Abelard and Heloise as being something of history's greatest romance, but you would be mistaken. Peter Abelard was a jerk. I need not recount for you now all of the strange occurrences in the tale of Abelard and Heloise. I wish only to focus on this singular event, an event which harmed an innocent third party, and that would be their son from early in the affair. The crime lies here. Abelard and Heloise named their love child astrolabe. An astrolabe is a scientific instrument that would be the precursor to a sextant. Its usefulness was for measuring the angles of heavenly bodies and thus had practical applications for navigation, but was also used for astrology. The astrolabe was then considered to be the hottest piece of technology in the medieval period and was something of a symbol of the ushering in of the modern age. Therefore, you can clearly see why it would be a perfect name for one's firstborn child. No, that is a horrible, horrible name for a baby. Naming your son Astrolabe would be akin to me naming my first child iPod, especially if it were possible to also tell the future with an iPod. That would be awesome. Can we get some people on that? Poor, dear Astrolabe. He never had a chance. You think it's hard going through life, being the 12th Jack in your preschool class. You can only imagine the difficulties there might be if you were a boy named Sue. But what about a boy named Astrolabe? Where's his song, Johnny? Where's his song?